Hello and welcome to Relatively Crafty, a knitting podcast. I am your host Christy. I'm coming to you from the Denver area of Colorado, where I live with my husband Ron and our two daughters, Tatum, who is 12, Delaney, who is 9, and our tuxedo cat, Lilu, who is not in the room. She is spending all of her time hiding from my parents, especially my father, who insists on taking the 4 or 5 days that he is here to make my cat a cuddle kitty, and she is not really receptive to that. Anyway, I am coming to you from a different area. As I mentioned last week, my parents stay in my library / guest / yarn room where I normally podcast, and so I am in my own bedroom, sitting up against my bed, and I have just done my children's laundry, which is why it's on the bed. It's waiting for them to come home from school and put it away. So I do apologize for the less than professional way that I am podcasting today, and this is going to be a super short podcast because I only have a little bit of time before I have to go and do an event at my daughter's school, and then we have to go to the dentist. The children have dental work that they need done. I have no cavities, but my kids are not so lucky. So anyway, so it's going to be short. I'm just going to kind of go over what I'm doing real quick, and that will be the end of it. But let me go back to administrative stuff. You can find me on Ravelry as Christy-Lael and on Instagram as Christy-Lael without the dash. We also have a Relatively Crafty podcast group on Ravelry where we talk about knitting and have giveaways and knit-alongs. We are currently still running our Autumn Accoutrements Cal, which is just about knitting accessories, and you can knit any kind of accessory you want as long as it's something that you put on your body to accessorize. Then it counts, except for socks and except for blankets and knitted toys. So yes, that cal goes on until December 22nd, so you still have just about a month left, and it's a great opportunity to kind of get some added incentive to knit some of those Christmas gifts that we always end up putting off until the very last moment. I know I do that. And actually this year I'm not knitting any Christmas gifts. At least that's my plan. I don't have any plans to knit any Christmas gifts because, doggone it, I don't like the stress. So anyway, we are also having a giveaway in the thread, or in the group, for this skein of shepherd's lamb, which is a certified organic 2-ply DK Rambouillet wool. And I've had a thread open for a while in the group, and I am now going to run the random number generator. There were 27 different entries. I posted the first post, so that one doesn't count. So let me go ahead and run the RNG. And it looks like the winner is number 22. So let's see who that was. That was Peggy, who is Bork P, B-O-R-K-P. Peggy, get a hold of me, and I will ship out your skein. And remember that I had this left over from the mittens that I made for Ron, so I will include that as well. So you will get this in the mail. So just send me a message on Ravelry and I can get that shot out to you pretty quickly. Okay, so let's go over my knitting. I have absolutely no FOs. I didn't finish anything this week. It's just been one of those weeks. Unfortunately, this last class that I am taking with school is going to be probably the worst class, the hardest, and has the strictest teacher, and it's just all kinds of icky. So I had hoped to finish school like on a high note, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. But even though I don't have any FOs, I did make some progress on my whips, so let me go ahead and show those to you. I finished the first of Ron's socks, and unfortunately my sock blockers are in the other room, and I keep them in my, I have a hope chest that I keep my yarn in, or most of my yarn, not my finger yarn, but all the other yarn, and it's closed and one of my parents' suitcases on top. So the sock blockers are inside with the yarn. And so anyway, you're just going to see the sock looking like this. It's very, it's rough podcasting today. I hope you guys are okay with that. So anyway, I have finished the first sock. This is out of Opal in the Talisman line. Ron has said that he's really liked the socks that I've made before, but he would like them to have higher legs. And so I knit it as high as the commercial socks that he has, and that took almost exactly the half of this skein. There was 51 grams left of the skein when I finished. So I told him that he was not going to be able to complain about the fact that the socks aren't going to match, because I couldn't start at the same spot as I started with this sock. I don't have enough leftover yarn to just waste like that. And so he can have the socks as long as he wants them, as long as it doesn't take more than half the skein. So I did finish this first sock, and I have made good progress on the second sock. Last night I turned the heel, so I have, the whole leg left to do, which is the biggest bit, but it is going fast, and he should have a pair of socks before the week is out. But of course he won't be able to wear them until I podcast next Tuesday. But anyway, I am enjoying these. They're actually rather fun to make. I love gray and red, and so it makes them more enjoyable. But I am making good progress on those. And then I also finished my first of the box of socks for November. This is out of White Iris yarn in her Strawberry Lemonade colorway. Unfortunately, White Iris is a defunct company, so you can't order yarn from her anymore, but she did do a very good job. I'm very impressed with this. I'm actually really impressed with the clarity of the color change. Like, it's almost exact between one stitch and the next with the color change. There isn't a gradual change. Some dyers, they take a quarter inch, sometimes even a half an inch, where it takes that long for the colors to shift. But this is very precise. So anyway, I finished the first sock. It has a heel right there. And I have not yet cast on the second sock, but I will be doing that very shortly. I've been knitting on Ron sock, but as soon as I finish Ron sock, I'll probably cast this on, and I will get it done definitely before next week. That won't be a problem. And honestly, I might even get another pair of socks done before the end of the month, because the girls have asked for socks, and I could knit their socks a little bit faster than the rest of us, so maybe I might be able to get us a pair of socks done for them. I'm sorry for that interruption. All the Canadian geese come to Colorado for the fall, and just a whole bunch of them just flew over my house. Very noisy, those geese. I love seeing them, though. I love the fact that there are so many more, so much more variety of wild animals that I see here. And I don't live in the country, but I see rabbits and squirrels. I saw squirrels back home, but rabbits and geese during the fall, and we do drive by and see a deer, It's just really neat. Anyway, I also made some progress on my So Faded sweater. I have finished the body. Yay! So last week I was right about where that progress keeper is. So I had a couple of inches left to do in the final color Forest Nips, and then I did the ribbing. And it is, I probably could have gone about a half an inch longer, But I know that this is superwash wool, so it will grow when I block it, so I'm not too worried about it. I think I'll just block it a little aggressively to get just a little bit more length out of it, and that won't be much of a problem. If you are new, this is the So Faded sweater by Andrea Mowry, and I am knitting it completely out of Yarn Cafe Creations yarn. The colors I've used are Ocean Mist, Pumpkin Carving, Selkie, and then Forest Nymph. And all I have left to do are the sleeves and the collar. So I've been kind of waiting on this, trying to get these socks done. Plus I've been running a lot of errands these past several days with my family here and that kind of thing. So this is not a travel project, but I will get it done. I will hopefully have the whole thing done, or at least nearly done by my next podcast, and we'll be ready to start my next sweater, which I'm super duper excited about. So yeah, that is all that I have on the needles. I'm moving faster because I need to get other things done, and it's weird. My parents are just downstairs. I just feel like I need to talk quieter and not have them hear me. But anyway, and so let's go ahead and get into yarn haul. And I really have no yarn haul almost. I haven't bought anything. Well, the things that I've bought haven't come, and so the only thing that I have to show you is my award from the Desert Vista Dye Works 3rd Annual Sock Club of the Month. Go with that name. And so they have, along with knitting a pair of socks each month, they also have Instagram prizes, and it's like for every 10 Instagram posts you win another something. So I made it to 58 Instagram posts, and so I got a key fob, which I use these all the time for my keys, my house keys, and so this will be great to have when my other one dies. And I also got 5 minis. Let me take them out. 5 minis. Now I don't know what colorways these are, and one of them, this one, is on their sparkly base. I believe the other 4 are on their Viso base. I'm assuming they're going to be stripers, but they may not be. That's okay. I think they're really cool. I love them. I'm looking forward to putting them, in a pair of socks or a blanket or something like that. And yeah, so that is the only thing that I got this past week. I'm gonna save money for Christmas gifts, you understand. Yeah, I am not going to have a book section this week, mainly because I am still working on the books that I was talking about last week. My bedside table. This is Secondhand Souls, which I told you I was going to be working on, and I'm not even quite halfway yet. And with the audiobook, I am still working on My Heart and Other Black Holes. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about books this week, but I will come back next week with a full section about books, I promise. So anyway, I guess that's it. I do apologize for the very brief and rather awkward podcast this week, but that's kind of the way it goes. Next week I'll come back in full force, and I won't have to worry about my parents downstairs. And yeah, so have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you who are in the United States, and happy knitting for everybody. Bye.